AF and True followers and the YWC. This is JC Styles of F and True Wrestling, just to give you a brief sum up of what happened tonight against all odds, 2011. So here we go. We started off the night where we thought we were going to have a triple threat match between Robbie E, Max Buck, and Jeremy Buck. Generation Me. Which what happened was the Bucks weren't able to make it to the arena due to airline issues. So just when you thought Robbie E was gonna win by forfeit, which he did, uh, as he started walking up the rampway, we see Kazarian come out and cut a quick promo stating, "I'm not gonna deny the fans what they came to see, which was an X Division match. We saw a fantastic match between Kaz and Robbie E. Uh, give what you want. I mean, say what you want to say about those guys. They, about Robbie E, I should say he's a fantastic competitor. I mean, I give my hats off to him, even though a lot of people can't stand him. I like him because he's got the cockiness, he's got the arrogance. So I kind of like that about Robbie E. Then we moved into the 6-man tag, which was Beer Money and Scott Steiner versus Gunner and Murphy with Rob Terry. This match was pretty good. This was an okay match. I mean, I think everything on this match was actually pretty decent. Uh, I like how Scott Steiner returned with this was his first official match since he's been back, and he busted out the Frankensteiner, and it looked fantastic. It was like Memory Road. I mean, I remember he used to bust that out on Nitro back in the day like it was nothing. For him to get up on top of that rope and pull that off, it was amazing to see that. We saw a fantastic match. We saw Beer Money pick up the win against the Gunner Murphy and Rob Terry, which we moved into the Samoa Joe match, which I was kind of disappointed with this match because I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was, and it really wasn't all that great. I think this was probably only there was 8 matches on the card, and this match next to the women's match. No, this I want to say the women's match was decent. This match next to the Rob Van Dam match was a bit of a letdown. Uh, Samoa Joe does what he does best and dominates, and Joe carried the match pretty much. The Pope really didn't want no part of uh, Samoa Joe, so whatever. We see Samoa Joe put the Katita clutch, I think it's called, on, and he'd even have it hooked in, and the Pope was already tapping out like a bitch. It just goes to show you. And then he viciously attacks Samoa Joe and busts Samoa Joe open using the turnbuckle ring, the metal ring which holds all the watt cables together in the corner. Which you know what? I say this match was pretty good. It was okay. It wasn't one of the worst matches. We had Madison Rayne versus Mickey James in the last knockout standing match. This was good if they would have allowed the women to use weapons, like use not chairs, like trash cans, cookie sheets, stuff like that. Low profile stuff. Uh, like I said, I recall there was a match last year, I believe it was. It had Taylor Wilde and Abyss versus Daphne and Stevie Richards, Dr. Stevie, I think that's what he was called. And the women took more sick bumps than the men. So the women can go in hardcore matches, just if they choose to or not. We see kind of Mickey James block all the loaded glove punches that Madison tried to do, and then we finally see Mickey get the glove on, and just when Tara comes running out, am I the only one that caught? Me and Brian the only ones that caught Taz calling Tara Victoria? I don't know. Speaking of Brian, he had to tend to some business, so he couldn't do the review. He actually missed a good part of the pay-per-view because he had to run out. So I was able to pop a VHS in the thing and record a couple minutes of it so he could, catch up on what happened when he gets home. Then we see Rob Van Dam versus Matt Hardy. This match was decent. It was decent. You know, it looks like Matt could still go. I think a lot of people give him a lot of discredit him a lot. I think he can still go, and I think that's what the problem is. It's like everyone saw that he was a little overweight, and then you see him tonight, and he looked a little toned down, looked a little bit smaller, and it just goes to show that with just a little bit of time off and a little bit of training, you could come back and be your former self. RVD wound up picking up the win. There wasn't really a lot of good spots in this match. It was okay at best. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you guys the outcome of the Madison Rain match. We see Mickey get the black glove on, and she says, she goes, "I'm not even a lefty," and then we see Tara come out. She gets thrown in the ring. She gets hit with the glove. And just when the referee's pushing Tara out of the ring, you see Madison Rain put brass knucks like she was William Regal and clobbered, and counted to 10. She retained the Knockouts Championship. We see Bully Ray defeat Brother Devon. This match could have been way better. I mean, the countless battles that the Team 3D as a team have been put through over the years, and they put them in like a filler match that wasn't really all that great. It didn't really deliver at all. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it goes to show you TNA, they don't book. Then you see Devon start whipping Bully Ray with this kendo stick, and then you see Devon's kids come out and basically get involved in the match, and Devon told them not to, and they got involved anyway. Then we see Bully Ray kind of throw Devon into the corner and cuff him. While he's doing that, he kicks one of Devon's kids in the face, then hits one of them, I think, with the steel chair and knocks him out. Then after the match, he pins one of his kids, gets the win. Then we see after the match, you see him calling Devon weak. You're weak. You're weak. Calling him a bitch, calling him all these names, spitting on him like he's a nobody. And then he puts one of Devon's sons through the table. Then we moved into Jeff Jarrett versus Kurt Angle, and this match was fantastic. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it was great. I wish Brian could have saw this match. It was fantastic. It was classic Kurt Angle, classic Jeff Jarrett, reversals, kickouts, all of the above. We see Karen get involved a couple once, slap an Angle, and then you see the red streak of Angle kind of like teeing off on Kurt, and it was just and then the outcome of the match, Kurt Angle wound up going. It was, hit the stroke, kicked out, hit the stroke off the top rope, kicked out, Angle slam, kick out. It was just fantastic. It was like Rock versus Austin from WrestleMania 15. Then we see Kurt go for the ankle lock. Then Jarrett reverses that, goes up there. It was kind of looked like a victory roll, but when Kurt went to go grab the ankle, basically Jeff kind of just hooked his legs and leaned forward, kind of like what Rey Mysterio does when he does the Hurricanrana. Then he hooks the leg for the pin. He kind of did that, and it looked really sloppy. But I mean, Kurt made a vet mistake, and he should have let go of the ankle, so he was able to kick out. But thus, Kurt Angle has to walk down. I don't know what this. I didn't understand the stipulation. I don't know if Kurt lost custody of his kids or if Kurt won. I know he got custody, but if he lost, I don't know if he lost custody and had to walk Karen down the aisle on March 3rd. Then we kind of see him take his boots off and walk out of the ring, and you hear Taz saying, "In our business, when someone leaves their boots in the ring, that means they're done." Kurt only did this match so he can gain custody of his kids, and which they show. Then they show a video package for. Oh, I'm sorry. There was also a segment where Hernandez and Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan comes out and basically calls out Hernandez, and he basically turns around and he goes, you know, Hernandez, I'm cutting right to the chase. Get your ass out here. So Hernandez comes walking out and he says, "As like I've been gone, I've been down in Mexico wrestling and I love it, blah blah blah. You know, they treat me like a person, they treat me like a hero, all this stuff." And he turns around, he talks about how he's gonna show the American gringo that America is their country, not the Americans. And then we see him basically whip Matt Morgan's ass. Uh, and then led into the next match. Then we see Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Anderson, and this match was great. Uh, it wasn't a classic. It wasn't reminiscent of TLC. Um, but it was a fantastic match. We see Mr. Anderson defend his title. And the outcome of the match, you know, I want to know what they're going to do to this because, you know, wound up picking up the win. We saw some sick bumps in this match, but he wound up picking up the win. And he was supposed to win the belt a couple of weeks ago on Impact, and I think I stated in the predictions that we're gonna probably see him win the title at against the odds, and he did, just because they kept the Immortal title around way too long, uh, and Jeff Hardy was scheduled to pick it up at a taping, and he didn't because of his court hearing. So now he wins the title at against all odds. What's gonna happen with his court dates later? What's he gonna drop the title again when he has to go to court? It's stupid. I actually enjoyed this match. I said it in my predictions. TNA has been on fire for pay-per-views since Bound for Glory, with the exception of Turning Point. Uh, but I give this pay-per-view out of a 5. I give it a 4. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't give it a 5 because there wasn't a lot of matches on the card that were worthy of a 5. 4 is being generous, which I'm going to stick with that and give it a 4. Me and Brian are going to try to do a review of the pay-per-view tomorrow so we could kind of, you know, compare our notes. I just want to get this video out here to you guys so that you guys know what was going on while you're looking for it. So guys, this has been JC Styles with the Against All Odds 2011 review, and we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully with the Monday Night Raw review.